Welcome all. This is a story about how I remade these mirrors. These are the after. There's a before, which I will show you later. So this is the after. They look awesome. And by remade, I meant redesign. Like I didn't make these mirrors. Just so we're clear, I thrifted these mirrors. They were black and one was quite ugly and now they're pretty. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so this is what they look like. This one was matte black, kind of spray painted, and this one was definitely originally black and it was glossy. Not bad, to be honest. Here's a deck of cards. I got these because I saw somebody online using them to cover the mirrors and use the. Why did I feel like I chopped off my own finger? Jeez. I didn't. I have all my fingers. I don't know why I thought it was. Anyways, so I'm checking out the cards because you can use them to cover the mirror and then put tape on them, and it's easier to do it with cards. Anyways, this was packaged and I'm like, I'm not messing with this because it looked like it's from the 70s. I don't know. Pretty cool. No other markings, no barcode. I was like, where did you come from? So I put it back and I'm gonna probably try and do some research on it later. Then the bicycle ones, which are basically OG. Why can't I take these out? Anyways, this one was pink, so I'm like, So then I realized it's from the Cancer Society, and I actually did like the pink a lot. And they were like, not just glossy, they were textured on the top, and I liked how everything was so baby pink. So I was like, you know what? I am not using these either. So then I took out the regular bicycle ones, and then I found this random one, which I once again have to Google and figure out what these are. Anyways, I ended up using the blue bicycle ones, even though this one's packaging was all gone, but like they were kind of unique looking cards. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'll keep them and figure them out later and see what's up. Okay, my ADHD has kicked in and I'm kind of distracted by these cards and I want to get down into that rabbit hole, but I shouldn't. I have to get back to my actual project. So I pulled these out and I realized this is the one I'm going to use. Okay, so now I'm going to put these cards on the edges and here comes the satisfying part. I'm going to speed this up for you guys because I did struggle for a bit here and there. This last one wouldn't go in because there was something blocking in the middle there with the mirror and that. Anyways, I ended up putting some painter's tape instead. Okay, so now we're gonna clean with this prep cleaner that you get at Home Depot. It's pretty cool. It smells of vinegar, so I think it's pretty, basic chemicals in there. Not chemicals, I guess, maybe natural stuff. Anyways, it does prep the surface a lot and helps clean out any like oily residue so that the paint can stick. It makes it like it's like primer. To be honest, it's a cleaner, but it's also like a primer. I thought the white parts were scuff marks, but they were actually something that was stuck to it, like a paper tape or anything, something like that. Anyways, so I ended up using a little bit of scratchy tools and some sandpaper to kind of get that white part layer off of it because I wanted to get down to the part where it's just paint and the actual acrylic, I guess. What is this made of? I don't think it's wood, because it looks like it was made in a mold. That's what I feel anyways, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyways, I'm gonna use Country Chic chalk paint in Secret Garden, which is like a nice sagey leafy green, and to match the other mirror that I did. Okay, now we're ready to paint, and I wanted to make it the same as the green mirror that I had done earlier. The one that the oval one you saw in the beginning of the video, that one I had redone, and it came out nice. So I wanted to do this one the same. This didn't come out exactly the same, but it was in the same household as you saw in the beginning of the video. So this is just the first layer. I'm using chalk paint, and chalk paint doesn't need primer, and they say don't use top coat, but I still use top coat just to give it durability. But primer for sure, I skipped that step because I don't need it for this paint. So the first coat is technically, I consider it like the primer, except it's with color, so that's always good. And so that's what I'm doing right now, just like a quick one, brush stroke, whatever, over it. Also, I'm using a foam brush that you get at the dollar store, the one that kids use, because for kids crafts, but because I have accidentally ruined my brushes and I don't want to talk about it, so I'm not going to, but I hope I can salvage them. Anyway, so I found this foam brush thing laying around, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna use this one today. And I did. It actually actually worked out good. I thought it was somehow easier to apply than brushes. Not sure why. I kind of liked the black that was peeking out from under the green, and so I was like, you know what, maybe I do like the second layer, I just do like a rough cover on top, and I don't actually cover up all the black, let it show through a little bit, but then eventually I realized I needed the green to be more green, and then I went over it again to make sure I got it. But then obviously, like I did with the other one, I used black wax and Rub and Buff bronze wax, and then also I removed the other mirror from under there because I realized, what am I doing? And now I also realized I had a Lazy Susan just for these projects, so I can like spin around the project while I'm painting it. So finally remembered it, and I brought it over, and now the mirror is sitting on top of a Lazy Susan where I can just spin it to my convenience. So with a smaller brush, I'm trying to get into the nooks and cracks in there because it was black, so I wanted the green to be everywhere basically before I added even if I wanted to put black wax in those crevices, I still wanted the base to be green. Okay, so now I'm doing, I guess, a second coat here. I don't even remember how many coats I did. A second coat, definitely the black still kind of showing in there, and so I think I ended up doing a third one. And usually you're supposed to wait a while for the paint to dry, and I did, but not as long as I think normally people would wait, because my patience is very low just generally in my life. So and I'm glad for chalk paint because it doesn't actually take that long to dry, so that worked out well for me and my ADHD. I thought I'd slow it down for you guys to have a look and see how I was painting it if you were interested in the technique or anything, not that I'm some expert. Once again, I liked how the darker kind of showed from beneath the lighter green second coat that I was doing. But you know what, I should have known that I was gonna do black wax anyway, so it would give the same effect, but I still liked it, so I wasn't like going too deep with the paint. I was just trying to cover like the top parts just to get that light green on there, but leave some sort of depth in the actual structure of the frame by leaving the darker shadows beneath it. You know what I want to do? This is just random thought in my random brain, but you know what I want to do? I want to start like, I'm just imagining that I'm like, I teach a class, okay, on this kind of redoing stuff, painting, whatever. But my class would include the students and I go thrifting first, and we find items that we want to make over, okay, and then like mirrors are great stuff to make over because they have usage plus their decor, so they're not, someone's not buying them for their usefulness as much as they are for their prettiness, but they're also useful. Like, it's just an added bonus. Anyways, yeah, me and the students will go. We would go thrifting first, find the best kind of stuff, and sometimes, it might not be in a day. It might take 2 days, it might take 3 days thrifting. my basic reason for all of this would be to go 2 or 3 days thrifting straight. That would be awesome. Anyways, and then we find stuff and then we bring it back, and then we all make over our stuff, and everybody could have a different kind of theme. We brainstorm and think about what everybody wants to do with their pieces, and then other people can give their opinions, and then we would just do a massive makeover of a bunch of mirrors or whatever else we found. I think that would be an excellent class to do. I just need to set it up as if. So while this dries, we're going to make over the other black mirror, and I realized I don't want to do the green on that one. I liked the black and how black it was, and the fact that it was shiny black, like, please ignore the reflection in the mirror because that's just disgusting. Anyways, so I decided I'm just going to do bronze rub and buff after I clean it, obviously. And so I cleaned it up real nice. First, with the same paint prep lift off spray bottle that I got from Home Depot. First with that, with just a paper towel, and then I realized the crevices needed more scrubbing or brushing or something, so I got a brush. It was dry because it felt like it was just dust in there, so I just used that brush over the crevices and everything, and it took care of a lot of it. So that cleaned it up and kind of scuffed it up a little bit too, so that whatever I put on there actually adheres. Okay, so here's my rub and buff wax. Okay, I got it from Amazon, and it comes with a little sponge on the top, on the cap of it. So I just swirl it inside, and then I just buff it on, and on that kind of glossy black, it came out nice. It like completely changed the look and color of the frame. It looked like it was bronze or like brass or something, and I still liked the black in the back because on the crevices, because it was giving a really nice effect. Then I used a brush just to clean up the edges and make sure everything was even and looked good. Okay, here's a close-up of the rub and buff, and you know it kind of cures on its own because it's wax, so there's no residue, there's no, you know, nothing's coming off of it, and look how pretty it looks. Please ignore my beautiful double chin. Okay, this isn't the best video. I made it indoors and the sun was in the back, so it wasn't like highlighting everything, but you can still see, and I'm gonna show you in the sun as well, so you'll be able to see the full effect of the mirror. Here it is against wood. It looks good, even though the color is quite close to the wood itself, but still I think it looks like a great mirror that, you know, is bronze and neutral but also in style these days. So this is the oval mirror I keep talking about. That's the one I did first, the green one, okay? And the other one that I'm doing now is supposed to match it. Anyways, okay, now we're back to the green mirror, and I've done the third layer. Did I do that? Did I make a video? I don't remember. Anyway, sorry guys. This is the kind of green I wanted. Now I'm doing black wax on the crevices, and I realized, yeah, let's do it with the brush first. And then I don't know if the brush worked. Oh, I needed a bigger brush, and you'll see I'll go grab that because I needed to get more space covered faster. So since I'm an artist, I kind of let the colors do what they want to do or how they're going on there. Like I didn't want that much black wax on there, but it just kept happening. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Do what you want to do, buddy. You do you. Okay. So here's a close-up of my expert technique, even though I have no control over the wax or the brush or my hand, because it's doing whatever it wants to do. Okay, now I started adding the bronze wax with the same sponge, but it wasn't coming out right. Then I tried a brush, and that didn't quite work. You'll see. I ended up doing way too much. Then I had to like blend it in because I didn't like the lines. There was too many lines, and anyways, you'll see. It was still not better, and so then I let this brush in hand and wax do whatever the heck it wanted to do. And I was like, okay, buddy, you do you. I'll just figure it out later, because what is happening? There was too many straight lines. There was a point where there was like an actual plus sign on one of the curved designs, and then I later realized you're supposed to go with the curves, don't go straight over it like with the other mirror, because I didn't want to completely cover it, right? I just wanted some accents. So look at this line, I hate it. Anyways, I fixed it later on. So it turns out this is great if you want to do like cover it up, but not great when you want like a slight effect. And so you got to go along with the curves for the wax to sit nice and not make lines like that. I ended up putting more black wax to cover up all the gold, not after covering the whole thing with way too much bronze. I meant to say not until after. Did I say that? I don't remember what I said. Sorry about that, guys. So now I'm kind of going with the curves, but once again, it's not fully working because I think I'm using a brush that's too straight. I need to use a round brush, but as you remember, my brushes I accidentally destroyed them maybe. Also, maybe now I should have used a sponge or a sponge brush to go along with the curves with the bronze wax. Okay, so this was all happening, and I was getting extremely frustrated because it was not coming out how I wanted it to come out. And then I was like, how did I do it so perfectly with the other one? It was so effortless, and it happened all in one go. Why? So if I ever did have a class with students, this is probably what's gonna happen there, where I would like do it, like, hey, I will replicate this mirror, and then disaster upon disaster upon disaster until the students are like, why did I pay for this? Did I pay for this to watch this epic disaster? I mean, I will be entertaining. I would definitely be entertaining, so they would still get their money's worth, but that's not what they paid for. So I'm desperate trying to blend, but the thing with Rub and Buff wax is it like dries super fast, like super fast. You don't have time. But the black wax is a little more flexible, because I don't know why. Because it's oil based. I don't know, but it is a little more flexible, so I had more give. So if I put black wax, I could actually try and blend it. This is me putting more green paint on the areas that I was like, oh my god, this one section, just one corner of this mirror has extra bronze, like so much more bronze than the other ones, and it looks not good. So I was putting green over it to cover up the extra bronze. So here I'm doing the black wax with the brush and realizing it's not really working out for me like how I wanted to, so then I found a sponge. I will bring it, don't worry. Before the sponge though, I do attempt to use my fingers, and that didn't work. My nails were way too long. I needed like a flatter surface for my fingers to work. I mean, they do work. I've done it before, so they definitely do work. It's just I can't do it with the nail manicure situation that I have happening right now. I will find that sponge, do not worry. Here is our knight in shining armor, or our knight in spongy yellow armor that came to save the day. And I have to stop saying anyways. I've been doing that way too much. I should probably count how many times I say anyways in this video. Just, you know, for personal record purposes. Okay, so now it's coming together, giving me the whole elvish forest old world vibe where, you know, this mirror was hanging on a tree forever and you found it. Okay, so I couldn't find my poly, the one that I would paint over this, and although the wax is kind of like a top coat, I still wanted to do a top coat, so I didn't make a video of it, but I did spray it with that matte, clear matte. Alright, so here it is. Here is a lovely mirror that you found in the forest, and it looks like it belonged there, but now it belongs to you. And here's the detail. I think the black helped mute the bronze enough that it's still there, but it's not like overpowering. And I'm gonna compare to the other one for you guys. This one is a slightly more darker shades, but I still love it. They're both beautiful. And I think this green on a wooden background looks amazing. Here are the three mirrors together. The green oval one has actually sold on Marketplace. I listed it for $60, and the lady's gonna come pick it up on Friday, so can't wait for that. And these ones too, I think $60 is not a bad price for them, for the amount of work and effort and frustration that goes into it, and the fact that I've made it so cool. Come on. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.